Frederica, who was so polite to invite us to come here to this very prestigious college, European College in Bridge, and to give our contributions to something what we find as really important for the future of European Union, but also of all our continent, because here we are representing not EU member states, but candidate states and partners to the European Union. As a legal historian, but by his very profession, I cannot be here and not to recall on starting days of my career when I started teaching legal history at the University of Belgrade School of Law. And one of the lessons we've been giving at the end of the course was about European integrations. And the first European conference about the future of Europe, and it is not so well-known fact, was held in Rome. I think it was some 106 years ago, in 1908. And my country, in that time, the Kingdom of Serbia, was participating in this very conference. So in that time, we have been discussing about the future European integrations, and the European Confederation was one of the main topics. Today, I'm really happy to be here with you and to see how we can contribute to this very needed discussion. First of all, I think that this very discussion is not something which is reserved only for people representing their states. We have to make the process which is going to be as comprehensive as much, which is not going to depend on the people's position or the education profile, but to talk with all the Europeans about the future of Europe, which is more or less the future of European Union. I think that all of us here representing our governments are devoted to the EU integration processes. And that's something what we are showing through our actions. I would like to say how we are actually in the process already. That's something what I would like to share with you all. The second largest city in Serbia, Novi Sad, has been named and has been awarded 2 years ago as the youth capital of Europe. Next year, the same city is going to be 1 out of 3 European cultural capitals, and for the first time, the cultural capital which is coming from one non-EU member state. That was actually the kind of recognition we've got from EU for all the efforts made. From January the 1st, 2019, yes, 2019, we are full member of the Erasmus Plus project, and we are happy for the fact that we are having this kind of cooperation on the level of education. And what I was interested in a short chat we've had before our meeting is how can we make the European College much more tangible to our students in Serbia. And that's what I want to discuss with all the stakeholders here, and my ambassador to be in charge of that in the further period, because that's what we need. We need the real tangible connectivity, people-to-people connectivity, institutions to institutions, G to G. And how we are trying actually to do that. First of all, our devotion to the EU integrations is visible through the reform processes we are undertaking in my country. One of the most important fields, of course, is the field of rule of law. And we are proud of the fact that during the last 12 to 13 months, we've really done a great job, and it was well valorized and recognized in the recent progress report. But why we need such kind of dialogue? Because what you should know about our region, and it is not only about our region, is that people are having the perception of European Union, which is the perception of some 20 or 25 years ago. And in the meantime, the European Union itself has been changed a lot. And when we are speaking about something which is of the utmost importance as the rule of law is. It's very important to have the perception which is existing right now. Because EU has been changed in this very period. I have mentioned the reform processes, the participation taken in the different EU regional initiatives, the Adriatic Union and the one for the Danube region is very important for Serbia, but what I find as of the crucial importance for my country, as well as for all the region, that's the regional cooperation. Knowing the fact that for the first time in our modern history, Serbia is having 8 neighbors. It's a really rare case. You have Germany, which is having 9 neighbors, Austria 8, and then Serbia 8 too. So that means that the regional policy, regional foreign policy, regional cooperation is the highest priority of our foreign policy. What we have to do much more from our perspective of view is to try to find the best recipe to improve this regional cooperation. It is not only the participation in the existing initiatives, it's also promoting the new initiatives, and that's something what my government and the president are devoted to, especially dealing with the recent initiative Open Balkan, which was well recognized and supported by the prime ministers of North Macedonia and Albania. Today, when we are sitting and speaking here, it's the 3rd day of the conference held in the 3rd largest city of Serbia, Niš, when we have gathered the experts from different ministries from North Macedonia, Albania and Serbia. They are discussing how to improve our regional cooperation, and also I'm not going to talk about the map, but I'm really happy for the fact that Federica is present here, as well as the Vice President of the Commission, dealing with maybe one of the most important issues for the future of our continent and European Union, that's demography. And speaking about demography, that's why I said I'm not going to talk about the map, but this very region, which you can see with this dark color, the Western Balkan region, is the region consisted of more or less some 17.5 million people. That's less than one member state like Romania is. Our GDP compared with the EU GDP is less than 0.6%. And if our role, if our position is not going to be well recognized, like it is recognized today, and thank you very much for inviting us here, and thank you once again, Bujar, for initiating this. If it is not going to be recognized, then these percents and these population figures are going to become lower and lower. And then all our bilateral disputes are going to become completely senseless. If you really want to cooperate, let's cooperate in the fields in which we do not have disputes at all. And that's what we can do. And I'm really sure about that, and that's what our president, what our government is promoting. And I'm quite sure that the first priority for our cooperation, for sure, is economy. And that's what we are trying to do much more. And once again, I'm not going to bother your time. Thank you very much for receiving us here, for inviting us here. Thank you very much to all dear students who are listening to us. And I'm really willing to see and to hear the questions posed by our students, and to make this discussion as fruitful as possible. Because if we are not gathering in such a way, if we are not practicing the dialogue as the best recipe and the best way to improve our relations and to improve regional cooperation, then it's not going to be good for all of us, but also for the EU. Once again, thank you very much, and I'm pleased to be here today with all of you.